Well, I accidentally hit the stop button for the video that I was just recording a few minutes ago, so I actually wasn't done with my thoughts. But after I accidentally hit the stop button in what's going to become part one of this video, this two-part video, I found out, I went on a search engine and found out the name of the show is Utopia. And there's a speech that Jon Cusack's character, Jon Cusack, who is the villain, whose group is producing this stuff, shall we say, that's going to be that is being mass produced to put into people's bodies in order to provide them supposed immunity from some supposed deadly virus. And he reveals to them at the end of that show that, and I'd really be interested in seeing if this monologue is available anywhere. I really would. I bet it's just buried underneath tons and tons and tons, of algorithmic irrelevancies. But like Jon Cusack at age 18 holding up a boombox and Say Anything or something like that. But I found out after I did this, when I looked up Jon Cusack and then the V word, which I typed into a search engine, I found out that Jon Cusack himself, the actor, had written something, has tweeted something about this subject in which he echoes his evil alter ego's admonition that we should all get the stuff inside of us. And so I replied to that tweet, which is from a few months ago, it turns out. And I said, your character in Utopia would say the same thing. I'll leave you a link to that little exchange. Anyway, I'm going to close my thoughts on this subject with this question. This is another open question. And by the way, please, I don't want to hear black-pilled stuff. I know some of you think I'm a ninny or something for this, but we really don't need to hear how we're all doomed and nothing is going to help us and it's too late. So please spare me that, and spare us all that. If you're feeling that way, and I get despair, like I've said before, but just take it elsewhere. I don't want it here. I don't need it here, and nobody else needs it either, and you don't need it. But anyway, my final question is: it's my understanding that those who produce the stuff are immune from lawsuits, and this was a deal that was struck with the stuff makers a while ago. In order to prevent just a flurry of suits being filed. So if you have if you suffer injuries or worse than mere injuries, then you or your family do not have recourse to civil suits to file for malpractice or whatever. But here's my question, my further question, and this is where I come up against a brick wall with my own knowledge. And if I get on the internet, of course, type in any of these things, and it's just going to take me to all the crap places. And I don't have any interest in swallowing a bunch of crap today or any other day. So I'm curious to know, even though the companies are supposedly immune from malpractice suits, does this extend to if hypothetically speaking, it were found out that the stuff is not what they say it is, that the composition of the stuff is not what they say it is, that there are things in the stuff that are not what that are different from what they claim to be there. All right, if that turns out to be the case, then In such a hypothetical case, would lawsuits then be permissible? You know, is the lawsuit binding on? Is this law that prevents suits from being filed against the stuff makers? Is that just simply bound upon the stipulation that the stuff makers have been honest about what's actually in their stuff, right? And if it's found out, if it's discovered, hypothetically, I'm not saying I know because I don't. I'm not saying I know this to be the case because I don't. Maybe what's in the stuff is exactly what they claim is there. Maybe not. I don't know. Why should I believe them that it is? I don't know. I mean, why should I take their word for it? Why should I take anyone's word for anything that I don't know? Especially people who are rich and powerful and have a lot to gain from lying. But anyway, if that were the case, would then there be grounds for suit? So anybody out there who might hazard a guess as to this hypothetical situation, this hypothetical situation related to civil law, let me know. Thanks again for watching. Andy Nowicki, altrightnovelist.com.